What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Blair. Today I have a really fun makeup review and tutorial for you guys of Urban Decay's new Wild West palette. I've been wanting to film this for several weeks, but I just moved, so I've been slowly getting my studio back together, but now that I am all set up, I am finally ready to film this video. As soon as I saw this palette, I immediately fell in love. It has every shade range that I personally use on a daily basis. It has a nice range of neutrals and taupe shades. It has 2 shades of turquoise, which is totally my vibe. It has a nice gray, it has transitional shades, and I can easily see this being a go-to palette for me. As long as the shades work well, which I mean, how can they not? It's Urban Decay, and I've never been disappointed with an Urban Decay palette before. I'm so excited to swatch them and see how vibrant they are, see what the texture's like, and once we're done with the swatches, I will pick a few of my favorites and create a nice eyeshadow look for you guys. So before I start swatching, I'm just gonna show you guys the palette. I mean, just look how gorgeous this is already. I'm loving this rainbow oil slick kind of snakeskin print on here. It's just very Wild West. Absolutely love it. But without further ado, let's first swatch these colors and see how they look and feel, and I will choose which ones I feel like playing around with today. So let's jump right into it. First we have Standoff, which is this really pretty base and transitional shade. It's very smooth. It is a little bit chalky. Next we have Spur. Next we have Hold'em. Oh my god, you guys, look at how gorgeously pigmented that is. That's gotta be one of the most beautiful metallic shades that I've seen in a really long time. I will say so far the matte shades aren't as seemingly pigmented as the metallic shades, but they are still really nice. They go on a little bit patchy, but just with a good blending brush and a good technique, you will be just fine with these. But look at Hold'em, you guys. Next we have Cowboy Rick. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's a very cool, almost lavender kind of silver shade. That is gorgeous. I definitely think I'm going to be incorporating that somehow into today's look. Next we have Laredo. Yeah, and you see what I mean about it being patchy? You have to go in a couple of times to get it to blend. That's my kind of color right there. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more just so we can see the full effect. So yeah, with the matte shades, you're gonna have to use a couple of layers to get them to show up and blend properly because they are a little bit patchy. And with patchiness also comes fallout, so do be careful of that. Overall, I mean, just look at the pigment of Laredo. Look how gorgeous that is. That's gonna be a really great versatile shade for many eyeshadow looks, especially for me personally. I do think I want to use Laredo and Cowboy Rick for sure today because I am just all about the cool tones and it's so gorgeous. Next we have Bud. You guys, look at that gorgeous turquoise. Wow, dude. Now, as you can see with the metallic shades, especially with Bud, it is really chunky. So I noticed with metallic shades, especially when they show up chunky like this, it is going to take a little bit extra to pack on the color so the color is very vibrant like you see here. If you're working with a base shade and transitional shades, if it's not the only color you're wearing, you're going to need to pack it on. But yeah, the formula is fantastic. They're very buttery. Wow. Next we have Rustler. Woo! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. And a little bit of chunkiness. Yeah, these metallic shades are really winning for me right now, to be honest. I really don't know any other palette that I currently own where the metallic shades are this good. Very pigmented, very buttery, very easy to blend. Absolutely stunning. Next we have Ghosttown. Ooh. Ooh. I really do love me a rusty orange, especially from summer to fall. It's just such a great color to work with, but I am noticing that Ghosttown seems to be the patchiest so far. When you blend it out, it just gets really thin, like the pigment doesn't stick. If you add a little more, it does fix the issue. With these shades that are extra patchy, just go in with a little extra color and you will be good to go. Next up we have Whiskey. Also a little patchy like Ghosttown, but again, gorgeous color. Next we have Tex. Tex seems to be the patchiest so far. The pigment is really inconsistent, which is a shame because it's a really gorgeous teal color. I don't have any colors like this in any other palette that I own, so I don't know. I'm determined to make it work. I'm not really negative when it comes to eyeshadow. Like, I feel like I could make any eyeshadow work. I don't care what it is. But I will say that Tex is the patchiest and the most inconsistent with the pigment. Let me go in with a second layer and see what it looks like. Well then, Tex, you are going to be my challenge of the day, and I will be using Tex in this eyeshadow look because we're gonna see how it blends, how it wears, and maybe we'll change our minds on this guy. Let's move on to the last shade, which is Pony Up. I don't know if it's my skin changing closer to my elbow, but Pony Up is also looking pretty patchy, my dude. It's not as patchy and inconsistent as Tex, but it's definitely not as good as the other matte colors we have here as far as formula. It's a really nice matte gray, which would be really great if you would like to go for a lighter smoky eye look. If you don't want to use a dark black shade to make a smoky eye, I think going gray is a good idea to lighten up the look a little bit so it's not so dramatic. So these are all of the shades in the Wild West palette. Regardless of formula, I'm really in love with every single one of these colors, and I'm really excited to create a look for you guys. So let's just jump right into it. As a base, I think I'm going to start with Laredo. Wow, that's such a gorgeous taupe. This is going to be one of my go-to shades. Yeah, I'm a very neutral kind of girl when it comes to day-to-day makeup, so this is going to be a go-to shade for me for sure. Just going to blend that out and just make it really diffused because we will be layering a lot of colors on top of this. I just like to pick a neutral taupe shade, usually just to give my eyes depth before I start layering on different colors. Next, I'm going to go in with Ghosttown, which is that really pretty rust color that I showed you guys. Oh boy. No turning back once this color goes on. But I have a look in mind, so let's just see how this goes. Wow. Look at that beautiful rusty orange. Yes, we are getting somewhere. Next, I am going to put a tiny bit of concealer on the middle of my lids because I plan on packing on that beautiful shimmery turquoise shade. You can use any concealer that you currently have on hand. My favorite go-to for many years has always been the Maybelline FitMe. This is just the way that I cheat a cut crease. So next I'm going to pack Bud onto my lid. They will need to be packed on pretty heavily to show up, I can already tell. I mean, they are pigmented, but with any palette, any shade like this, to really create a very vibrant look, you do need to use quite a bit. And that's why we create this base for the metallic shade, just so it shows up a little better. Look at how gorgeous that is. Wow. Yep, this is definitely going exactly as I hoped it would. I've always loved the combination of turquoise and orange. It's just so beautiful. Desert vibes all day. That is why I got super excited about this palette, because I'm actually very in love with the desert. I've never been to one, but I've always wanted to go. It's my dream to go to Sedona, Arizona one day and just hang out in the energy vortex and just live my best desert vibes life. But yeah, I've just had this obsession with Arizona in particular since the 5th grade when we had to do a school project on one of the United States, and I chose Arizona, and as soon as I learned about it, I immediately fell in love and I just thought it was so interesting. I liked the story of their ghost towns. I loved just everything. I would love to go one day, but until then, I will just live out my desert dreams on my eyelids. So I think we have packed it on quite a bit. And do just a little bit more. I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit more Ghost Town to blend the shades together. But you just want to do this with a very light hand, especially because Ghost Town does have a little bit of fallout. So before you put it on your eye, make sure you tap off the excess. And I'm going to use text to shade the outer corner of my eyes. Even though I tapped, there's still some fallout happening here, so I hope I can clean that up easily because I have more videos to film today and I do not need a fallout mess on my cheeks, so hopefully I can just brush that off and we'll be good to go. I'm going to go back in with more Bud just to make it a little more vibrant. Next, I am going to go in with Cowboy Rick. I'm just using Cowboy Rick as a bit of a highlight color, but it's not working out like I wanted it to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the edge of my eyeshadow brush with a little bit of setting spray, and I'm going to dip it back into Cowboy Rick to see if the shade is a little more vibrant, because that can happen with metallics sometimes. Yeah, that made all the difference. Look at that. So next I just went back in with a little more Ghost Town to drive home that rusty shade in the crease. And I do think I'm going to put a little bit of Ghost Town under the eyes. Yes, 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 yes. So I feel pretty satisfied with the eyeshadow now, so I'm going to go in with some liner, some mascara, and lashes, and tie the whole look together. For my liner, right now I am using the Maybelline Master Precise All Day. This is one of the best liquid liners that I've used in a very long time, next to the KVD Beauty Tattoo Liner. After all these years, I still cannot get my wings to match perfectly. So next I'm going to add some lashes, which I'm going to do off camera, and I will be back to show you guys the final look. So here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.